Okay, hey, again, this is Ben, aka Gideon, and
I'm PreJuxt. People call me Chris or Shaner, whatever you want.
okay. Today we're going to go over like a real brief video of the high value targets and how it works. So what you're seeing right now is a high value target gameplay. This is mine. You can see, if you look down the bottom right, that Pre/Chris is playing with me here.
Yeah, mine is the little blue mark that just is like running around trying to flank. You know, flanking is what you do in these types of missions, right?
When we play together, all I do is yell flank the entire time.
Flank him! Wow.
I'm flanking, Chris! Chris, I'm flanking!
And what that means is
usually it means I'm dead.
No, so Ben's kicking some butt here. I'm coming in from the side, throwing in some flashbangs. But we're on a high value target mission, which is actually a pretty cool little element to the new patch. It's to the point where in this game you've maxed out content somewhat. You don't want to go in the dark zone because the dark zone is full of really evil people that want to destroy your self-esteem.
Tom Murphy! That was cold-blooded!
They want to steal your loots.
And they want to take your stuff, and this is just kind of a nice break from that.
Right, so in this one, I think you had earned enough intel to buy the max level weekly.
Maximum.
Yeah, so there's 4 weeklies, and then there's a whole bunch. I don't know how many dailies. I haven't done the dailies, honestly. There's probably 4 dailies or something as well. So this is the hardest. I think this was the hardest one. Yeah, we did the hardest weekly. So this was just 2 people, so it wasn't too hard. But the basic idea here is that you have so much time to clear the zone. Once everyone is dead, or however many waves of bad guys there are, the boss spawns.
Quick pointer. I did this. I think everybody's done this. But if you start this mission, I didn't know what I was doing at first. You start this mission, you have a certain timer to complete it. And if you don't complete it, or at least get to the point where they'll come in waves.
Yeah, so what's happening right now in the video where it says, neutralize Commander Kairos or whatever. If you try and solo this, which maybe you're awesome and you
Kairos
can stay alive, you're great, right? You're not going to die, but you're going to run out of time. In fact, I did the same thing my very first time. I think most people who don't know what they're doing in these will start these, solo it, thinking they can do it because they're awesome, and they're just going to run out of time. Once the boss comes, in this, I actually did this with our buddy Clint, previous to me doing this with Chris, and we did great up until this point, and then the shotgunners rushed us and killed us all.
Yeah.
So that's really the only real issue when the boss spawns. But other than that, you have to be able to kill the guys fast enough before that timer runs
By the
out.
way, running out of time, AKA, means you just spent a whole bunch of hard-earned intel. It's like currency to get to the point where you can buy this opportunity. It's really clever how they did it. It's the opportunity to go and kill one of these high-value targets. Well, if you dilly-dally or you end up dying and failing the mission, you just lost all that intel.
Yeah, it's non-refundable.
Non-refundable, and that sucks because then you go back to do it and you're like, oh crap, why can't I do it anymore? Because you don't have any money, and then you have to grind a little bit, and that sucks.
Yeah, I don't know how long. I would say the mini missions to earn intel take maybe 5 minutes each to do. To earn like 30 intel to do one of these, about a half an hour, maybe, to earn enough for this or more.
I'm focusing here. This is the moment.
Or we kill the boss.
Oh, I don't know. Nope. Keep going.
Okay. Anyway, so let's say it takes a half an hour to earn the intel to kill the boss, which is extremely frustrating if you like.
No, that's him. He's going down. Watch it. Wait for it.
I'm pretty sure Chris wrote in his diary about this afterwards. So.
Yes.
Okay! Yeah! What? Okay!
So as you can
Victory!
see, there's crap that drops all over the place. You get a guaranteed mission completion drop, and then you can typically go over to the boss and loot afterwards. Now this one...
this is the harder one. Ben lied to all of you before. This is the harder one.
I think it was harder because we had
214.
just finished the previous one, and we thought this one was going to be easier, and we kind of got a little bit... Yeah.
You guys
Let's do this! Leroy Jenkins!
Oh my god, he just ran in.
No, we thought the previous one was really hard, which it was, but then we came into this one pretty cocky. Because in this one you can't tell because we've already cleared the first wave of guys, but they were like lower level. They were called elites in this, the purple guys, with the purple health bars.
Yeah, see that little tactic that I just did right there. That's called blocking. Okay, it's really annoying in this game when you're locked in on somebody, you're targeting somebody, and then a guy just like comes right in front of your stream and you can't hit the boss. I do that a lot to Ben.
Yeah, so we try and drag these things out as long as possible. So, anyways, this was just the smaller one. This took less intel, I think.
No, more. It was more.
Was it more?
You don't know how much intel it was because you didn't buy this one.
No, you bought the first one. I bought this one.
Did you?
Yes. You don't know what you're talking about.
That's how I roll. That's how I roll. Hey Ben, I'll go ahead and buy this one. You want to get the next one?
Yeah, I think I was actually able to earn enough from the previous mission to buy this one. But in this one, again, we're to the point where we're pretty far through it, so we'd actually already gone through the time portion of it. So right now we're on to killing the boss. So
now one thing with these high value target missions, these little side missions, is there's like maybe 4 or 5 different little mini zones that they happen in. And some of these zones are a little more challenging than others. This is actually, I find this little zone down in the subway to be, or in the parking garage, to be one of the more difficult. It's just you're kind of pinned back against these buses. You can't really advance very far, or else you get kind of overwhelmed. So you end up just kind of parking it back by these buses and then getting risky like Ben is here. I'm taking a much more secure approach over on the right side.
yeah, I don't know if you really were much further behind me, but this is a pretty good one. I do like doing this one here. I think that's the boss I'm shooting right there, Predator or whatever. Not really, no big deal to explain what he does or whatever, but yeah, so anyways, this is the basic idea. You get it. This guy will drop. I'm going to skip forward here in the video just a smidge so you can see some of the drops he gets. Okay, so he had already died. Then we're going to go and eliminate the remaining enemies. So yeah, it's not one of those where like, oh, the boss is dead, the game's over. You actually have to finish clearing the area. So, don't get too cocky and all that, or you'll lose out. So
Right
that was the guaranteed
240.
Well, it was the 240 guaranteed on that one. I don't know,
40.
whatever it was. Either way, it gave a 240 set piece. This was the backpack. And then I went over to the boss on this guy, and he actually had a couple more with those 240 pieces.
Yeah.
So I got 3 240 pieces, which 240 is the highest gear score the game has right now.
That's a pretty, if you're talking about bang for your buck right there, 3 240 pieces is kind of rare to get a triple drop. One's guaranteed for finishing the mission, and then you'll usually get a nice piece like a 204 weapon or something will drop, or sometimes I like to call them mint. Can we call them mint green?
Whatever you want.
Mint green.
Mint flavored.
Minty mint.
Mint
So there's the greens, there's the blues, there's the purples, there's the yellows, and then there's
People call them teal who play, but whatever.
mint.
The nerds call them teal, right? Is that what you're going to
Mint.
say? You call them mint. Because
Mint.
Awesome. All right, anyway, so there you go. That's the basic breakdown of the high-value targets, the lower level one and the higher level one. So that's kind of what you're looking at. If you don't want a PvP, this is the best way to get gear.
Thanks for having me. High five without looking.